You know when you're so angry, you can smell your anger. Yeah. Have you ever had that? Somebody would have got petal burnt, bro. My team would have finished them,
You would have got a lifetime ban.
Yo, it's your boy H Black, the Source, Harry Potter, and welcome back to the Inside Scoop with my co-host, my brother, Culture Cams is in the building. It's been a long time. It's been 2 weeks.
Yes.
But we've been busy, which is always good, but we're not neglecting you. Also, we're going to be on audio very, very soon. I didn't even tell you. I wanted to surprise you, but we're going to be audio very, very soon on all audio platforms. So all the listeners, we got you. For the guys that's in the gym, for the girls that's doing what they're doing, we got you. But with that being said, actually, hasn't been the best week for us as fans, obviously. But we'll discuss that after. But yesterday's game, Arsenal against Chelsea, 5-0, an absolute battering. Martin Odegaard was in his bag. TP5 was back. That helped as well. How do you think Arsenal have done coming back from obviously losing to Villa? And people said they threw the title away yet again, but they showed some characteristics that we've obviously been praising them about this season. Resilience. And then Arteta just being a great coach. Has this made them, not to say they was out of the title race because it was basically in their hands, but what has it done for their title charge so far?
I mean, just kept them in it. You know what I mean? Obviously, the title is in City's hands because of obviously they got the game in hands and stuff. But I think Arsenal, what they needed to do is put out a performance like this because their fans are, even though they are where they are, their fans are a little bit in they don't know what mood to be in. Should they be buzzing? Should they be upset? They don't really know. So a win 5-0 against Chelsea at home, it's just something that's going to get them believing again. Do you know what I mean? And now you're looking at Man City and you're like, okay, we're 4 points clear. They've got 2 games in hand, but we always know playing second or playing last, once your team have got a point, it could hurt you. City are experiencing this thing. We get it. But you never really know, bro. They're going to Brighton away on Thursday. It could get tough for them. So Arsenal just doing what they need to do. They messed up massively against Aston Villa. Like, you cannot be losing those in a title race. And if they go and they don't win the league, at the end of the season, they're going to look back at certain results. Fulham, I think they dropped points against Fulham. They dropped points both times against Villa. They're going to look at them games like, that's where the league was gone. But look, they still got some tough games. They got to go Old Trafford. They got to go to White Hart Lane, Spurs Stadium, whatever it's called now, on Sunday as well. So it's tough, but 5-0 against Chelsea. Listen, I know Chelsea are, bro, we can have a whole episode about how finished Chelsea are, but you still got to go out there and do it. And bro, they did it. So I said it before. I don't know about you, but they're probably the best team in the league at the moment. Arsenal.
I think they play
not even at the moment. I won't say at the moment, but if you look at the collective of the whole season, the underlying numbers, the actual numbers on the board, the goal difference, Arsenal have been the best team in the league. But hey, the table doesn't lie. So at the end of the season, whoever wins it deserves it.
Deserves it 100%.
I'm telling you, this might be one of them cruel second place finishes, you know. It might be.
I believe that Arsenal, I've been singing their praises from the beginning of the season. I just felt like they're a different team to last season. And it's always a credit to Arteta. Now, when you speak about the fan bases and you said you don't know where some of them stand yet, a lot of them have been saying, you know, Arteta needs to go because they lost that game here, which is, I think, it's crazy. It's disrespectful because the difference between this Arsenal and previous ones is that they're actually getting better. And it's Man City that they're competing against. Liverpool have only won 1 Premier League in the time that they have been, quote unquote, one of the best teams, right? So it's very, very harsh to criticize Arteta, but one thing I've seen is the development of not only the team, but the players. Bukayo Saka starting as a left back, then now going to be a right winger. And we was, you know, put him in that conversation with one of the best wingers in the league and then sometimes in Europe, right? Martin Odegaard, he's come back from Real Madrid and he's just become arguably one of the best midfield players in the Premier League. Declan Rice going for, like, you've seen players get better and better. So I think, Kai Havertz as well. We sat here and said that he was a flop of the season, and we were so wrong because although he hasn't performed consistently we can see the development and it's working for Arsenal right now, And I think Arteta, learning from Pep, is creating his own his own dynasty, so to speak, at Arsenal. Yeah, the difference and the issue that you have is that when you're going up against Man City, you cannot afford to lose games. And that Villa game, for me, I thought like it was going to be the learning curve for him. I didn't think it was over. I did troll the Arsenal fans because that's what you do.
Sure, that's what you do.
But when I was being a proper football fan, I expected that result against Chelsea, especially at home. I went to go and watch Arsenal against Bayern Munich. Yeah, one thing I've seen is that the fans are behind the team, even when they were 2-1 down. They've got a 12th man there, and I think the Arsenal fans that go to the stadium, they believe in the team as well, right? For sure. Do you think, that City are going to drop points in their next few games? Because I think, Arsenal will beat Spurs, and I think they'll beat Man United.
You think
they'll
beat Spurs?
100%.
So you think Arsenal going 100% from that?
I think right now, especially because they've been knocked out of the Champions League and they didn't play well against Bayern at the Allianz Arena. I think this is it. This is the time where you see whether or not Arsenal are playing into what Arteta. Because I don't think Arteta's the problem at all. No. I think he is actually the solution. But do you think Man City are going to drop points? Because I don't think Man City have played incredibly well this season. They've done what they do usually, which is like. But then that Real Madrid game showed me that you can beat that team if you play the way that they don't want you to play.
It's a tough question because when you're going against Man City or when you're talking about Man City, you have to give them the utmost respect because of what they've done. Do you know what I mean? You have to. You have to. This is a team still that are unbeaten in 29 games. It doesn't feel that way. Like there's something, I see City fans talk, it doesn't feel that way. And I feel like I'm going crazy when I'm speaking about City because even yesterday I said, this will be the worst Man City team under Pep to win the league. And people like 2021, which I understand, but that was a COVID year. It was a bit weird. People coming in and out. Strange season. Let's just forget that season, right? The actual
Liverpool fans won't like that.
No, because Liverpool won it. See, this thing, that's a myth, I don't even like sticking up for Liverpool, but Liverpool won the league before COVID, bro. 26 games, 27 wins. No, that makes sense. 27 games, 26 wins. Man City won the league in 2021 with no fans. Not one fan in the stadium for the whole season. So for them, they were the COVID season. But Liverpool, we throw the banner out.
Okay. Say no more.
Man City, I said this would be the worst City team to win the league that they've assembled since that point. And I said, really and truly, they shouldn't win it. Like there's no such thing as shouldn't, right? If you win it, you deserved it. But it doesn't feel that way because obviously we have City to these standards, so we have to hold them to them standards. I don't think they've been playing to the standards that we know of Man City. So when I look at Arsenal and I look at Liverpool, I think they should be looking at it and they don't win the league this year. They should be massively disappointed. They should look at certain points of the season and think that is where we lost the league because City are not. City might go and win the league and everyone's going to be like, oh, it's so hard to beat a Pep Guardiola team. I'm like, nah, you just don't lose to Villa at home. Nah, you just don't lose to Fulham. Do you know what I mean? It's not, obviously, it's the fine margin. We get it. But this isn't the vintage City.
Yeah.
But now when I look at their fixtures, listen, if they get through Brighton, they got Nottingham Forest away, I expect to win. Wolves at home, I expect to win. Fulham away, I look at City's fixtures, and on paper, Spurs is the tough game, especially because Spurs is the team that they often drop points to. So when you're talking about, you think Arsenal are going to win their games, I mean, City can win these games, and even if they don't win them pretty, it's that stage of the season now where you don't think about performance, bro. You just think about get the result. And Man City have kind of been in that mode for a little while. And it's been a long time since I looked at Man City and I'm like, they're absolutely purring. Oh, this is incredible. But Brighton, Nottingham Forest, Wolves, Fulham, Tottenham, West Ham, does that sound...
Anything can happen.
It does, but does that sound...
I think the two teams
and then you think about Spurs and United away for Arsenal.
That's what... Okay, United. We'll speak about United right now, yeah? Depends on what United come on that day, right? But I just think with Arsenal right now, yeah, and like you said with City, right, two things. I think with Arsenal losing to Bayern Munich and getting knocked out of the Champions League, I know that in that dressing room, it was a defining moment in their season, just because they had also lost to Villa as well. So it was like, boys, we're not doing what we did last season. That Chelsea result was a statement that we are still in this title race and we are still going to push until the end, right? with City, I think that performance against Real Madrid, because I went to go and watch that, right?
Yeah.
And I saw something that, you know, not a lot of teams do, which is humble themselves and say, we know you're going to have the ball, but what we're going to do is make sure that we are compact and we're going to counter-attack. Now, there's not a lot of teams that you name there that have that quality to do so.
They don't have Antonio Rudiger.
They don't. Rudiger was absolutely incredible that day as well.
World, mate.
No, when I said it, people said he's just from
He's currently the best in the world.
No, I think he is, but I think you never know. Like, Nottingham Forest are also fighting for survival as well. It all comes down to how much the other team wants it.
But do you know what? This is new territory. Let me tell you why it's new territory. When was the last time Man City have had a clean run of fixtures like this, in terms of they've always had Champions League semi-finals or they'll get to the final.
Yeah.
So Man City have always had these fixtures. This is the first time Man City are in a long time where Man City are just free game. Like, they're going to play all their games until the end of the season in the FA Cup. It's rare that City have this kind of break.
Yeah.
So this is new territory. This might actually be not rested, but like a Pep's got his full options. He can change it in this game, changing that. He doesn't have to think about, I've got Real Madrid. I've got Real Madrid in the semis. I've got Bayern in the semis. He ain't got to think about that. So he's got a clean run. So that's also an advantage that City haven't been in this position before. City have never done that. Well, not never, but under Pep, very rare, very, very rare that they have this type of stretch. So that could benefit them in their favour. Do you know what I mean? I mean, look, as he said, we're talking about Man City. It's the same thing, right? And look, when I'm talking about Man City are not at their best, I don't want people to be like, look, Man City's worst might be Arsenal's best or Liverpool's best. That means that's the standard they're held to. But it's the same thing with Erling Haaland at the moment, for example. You look at Haaland, he's top goal scorer in Prem. Do you think he's having a great season?
No, not really.
This is what I'm talking about.
I've said about Haaland, I think City won the league without him the season before he came, right? And that was some great football, right? He's come into the league and had an incredible season, broken records, right? But then this season it's been underwhelming.
It's missed so many chances.
And the big games he's been locked up, and then they've had to rely on other players. And I think that's a credit to Man City's team, where
for sure.
It's not one individual that gets them out of sticky situations. But this is the time. The Real Madrid game was the time where we needed Haaland to showcase his abilities. Now also, where you're going towards the end of the season. Yeah, I think injuries and
No, I think he might be missing the Brighton game.
Well, then that means they've lost their talisman. But then at the same time, they've got Julian Alvarez, who also is a great player, but he's not Erling Haaland, isn't it? So there's a lot of fundamentals that could make this an incredible end to the season. I think Haaland is obviously a great finisher, but his footballing abilities, Henry said it the other day, like, you need to offer more. And I think when I look at Harry Kane, when I watched him at the Emirates and also at Allianz, like, he knows how to modify his play to make sure that he's effective even if he's not scoring goals. And I think if Erling Haaland can focus on that, then we're talking about a different player. The goals are not a problem. It's just his all-round play, which has been suffering towards the end of the season.
I said it. I'm done with predictions. I'm not predicting who's winning the league no more. I'm done with it, bro. Because it's been too up and down. It's been too up and down. I'm not doing it no more, bro.
Do you think, though, okay, Liverpool are not playing the greatest. Arsenal are playing well. You saying City are not at their best, but they're still getting points, right? You got to pick a team. Like, we can't do this fence stuff because it's just going to be different every week, because that's just normal.
Let me see. But look, I started the season with Arsenal. I said Arsenal are going to win the league, and then mid-season I went to Man City. Then about a month ago I was at Liverpool. Now we're here. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Okay, this is how I'm going to say.
Where are you going? You're going Arsenal.
I think
you're going Arsenal.
Yeah, I am. The reason why I'm going Arsenal is I just genuinely think, that Arteta is not allowing this team to fumble another one. And I'm not saying. I just think they're going to win all their games. I think they'll beat Spurs.
If they beat Spurs and United away,
United is not a team that is.
Trust me, at Old Trafford they'll make it.
Brother, I've been at Old Trafford for most games.
I'm telling you, like, against Arsenal they'll make it. It won't be easy. It won't be easy.
Well, I do hope that, because my dad's an Arsenal fan. I really want to say it was us. It was us. But other than that, I think I'll go with Arsenal for me. Just because even though they lost to Villa, I just think when you lose to Villa and you get knocked out at the Champions League and you show what you can do, a 5-0, it was emphatic. It was just beautiful to watch, and it just seemed that having certain players back in the team again, it just gave them it was the strongest team that I've seen this season, right?
Yeah.
Then I think like you said, if Haaland's injured and he's not firing, it does take away a bit from their firepower. Even though, you know, they do have a lot of goal scorers, Phil Foden, De Bruyne are, you know, they can score goals, right? Liverpool, without Salah scoring, Núñez hits the post a lot. Jota's injured. It just takes away a bit from their strength rather than, you know, them being a good team. So just based off the three things I've just said, I will pick Arsenal.
You know what? I've been saying I'm just going to give it the respect because they're Man City. So I'm going to stick with City. Okay. I'm going to stick with City just because they've been there before. They still have that moment of magic from KDB. They still have that moment of magic from Foden. But I look at them defensively and they look like they can be got at. Like, it would not be a surprise if Brighton score a few goals today. City will probably score a few goals, but I'm still going to go Man City. But I don't think it's going to be like... I don't know if they're going to win every game. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to win every game. I think they will need Arsenal to drop another game. I think.
Do you guys reckon it goes to the last game of the season?
100%.
I think it's going to go to the second to last.
Second, yeah, I was going to say that. I think that game against United will be very pivotal for the season.
How I'm seeing it is, I think Man City will go into the second to last game of the season 3 points clear. And I think the last game of the season, Arsenal or Liverpool will be relying on City to lose for them to capitalise on. Do you get where I'm coming from?
And Arsenal's goal difference is really good at the moment.
Exactly. So I think Arsenal in the last game of the season will be hoping that that City lose, and if they lose, they will win the league. But I don't think they'll lose that game. That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, I think they will have that 3 point cushion, just enough to get them through. Like, even if they get a draw, they'll win the league. So I think by the second to last game of the season, I think you'll know where it is. I mean, because the second to last game of the season is Spurs. Now, we don't know what our City are going to do up to there. But if Spurs get past, I mean, if Arsenal get, if City get past this Spurs hurdle, obviously.
Halas. Yeah.
I mean, that's the only tough fixture. So
and then that day is the day that Joe Bear's e-cigar will have no battery.
If Joe, you know, the thing is though, if United did stop City, if United did stop Arsenal, I think we need to go and get one. I'm gape crashing every platform.
No, I think we need to. I don't smoke or nothing, but I'm gonna go and buy it. I'm gonna come in and kick the door open while Rio's talking. I'm gonna say, hey, Rio, I got some shit to say.
I will gate crash every single platform that this man is on.
I'm going on everywhere.
Yeah, you know when he does like visit Dubai and that, I will be in that. I'll be in his advert. I'll be in the advert. You know,
he'll be in the box somewhere. Yeah, doing these little score predictions, and I'm like, hey man. This tastes good.
I'm telling you. But nah, listen, that's going to be a mad game. I can't wait for that.
This Premier League season is ending very, very good as well. And even the relegation battle as well still isn't confirmed yet. But I want to start off this next bit by showing you guys a clip that genuinely made me cry tears from our good friend Culture Cams. And here it is. Okay, cool. So, can I be honest with you, brother, yeah? So, I was at a wedding in Qatar, right? And I couldn't actually go to the final, yeah? It's 3-0. It's 3-0 to Manchester United Football Club. And there's 15 minutes remaining, right? So, I put my phone in my pocket, right? And then one of the brothers comes to me and goes, have you checked? And I said, please. No, 3-1. I said, okay, that's fine. I don't mind a 3-1. 3-2. I said, okay. I knew already, I said... This is what we like. We like this stuff. United, we like to do this. When I saw 3-3, I said, why? What have I done? I went to Umrah and I prayed. I remember I told you guys I prayed for this. I prayed that we do what we do well. And then only for us to go to penalty. And if I'm honest,
that
VAR was shocking. So because my man's size 12, that he's got a big foot. That's the only reason why he was offside. Then the penalties, obviously we won that, right? Now I have a few problems. The Antony celebration.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I don't think it was wrong. You celebrate, right? Yeah. But you can see the rest of your teammates are chilling. No one's proud of that.
Yeah.
Like, as shameless as we was being on social media, we're not happy with how we got there because it was in our hands. We're 3-0 against a Coventry team that are in the lower tiers of the Football League. Cool. Then it's like, you didn't even play well for you to actually do that. If you was the reason why we, I don't know, I don't know. If there was any reason you played well, but the team let you down, that was not the case. So it's shameless.
Yeah, it's shameless.
when you should know better. This is Man United. Like, with all due respect to Coventry, we are a top team in terms of our name. Football club, right? Not the way we're playing right now, but as a football club. Have some manners. Have some respect for yourself. My second problem is Ten Hag's comments after.
He's lost his mind, man.
Delusion at its finest. Now, what fans want to hear is, you know what? We are not playing good football. I'm getting it wrong. Give me time. Then the fans can be like, do you know what? As much as we're playing bad, at least this manager is open enough to say it. But it's the delusion about how embarrassing. Of course, it's embarrassing. We're 3-0 up. It would be embarrassing if it was against Man City. It would be embarrassing if it was against Arsenal or any team, because you should have enough control to be able to say, okay, we're 3-0 up, see out the game. Okay, it gets 3-1, let's relax. And then what fans do, which they're entitled to, is they pick on the fact that you made subs when it was 3-0 up. I don't really blame him for the subs, because we should be winning the game. You taken off some of our best players, but still, it is so bad. And I think, had he have lost that game, what Jamie Carragher said is true, I don't think he's going to be able to see out his dreams at Man United. Not because he's not a good manager, but it's the way he's conducted himself. The dressing room seems to be lost, and it shows by Garnacho liking tweets or Amad Diallo deleting social media. These are your young players. These are supposed to be the future, and it seems that they've lost him. But you was there at the game, and your emotions were shown on the way you was tweeting on social media. But what was it like for atmosphere in the stadium, and what were the fans saying around you, and what was your take on how Man United almost capitulated that game?
Bro, it was absolutely incredible, bro. Like, that was a game where I'm like, I can't even believe that I was even there to see that. Like, when we went 3-0, I was like, okay, I actually thought we were playing well. You know what I mean? It's Coventry. I was surprised that we were dispatching them that way, because I actually thought it was a tough game in the end, but I thought, when they started, I thought it's going to be tougher than that. So when we started cooking them, I'm like, all right, cool. And then, obviously, they get their 3-1, and I'm thinking, with United, you're thinking, all right, cool. Obviously, the subs are made, took off Kobe and stuff. Now, the people that he brought on, they didn't have good cameos at all. What did he want from them subs? What did he tell them subs? What did the team think to do at 3-1 or 3-0? What was the plan here? Ten Hag was standing on the touchline. So anyway, going to 3-2, I'm like, yeah, this is a joke. I know, now you know it's going to happen. And then obviously when they went to 3, and the thing is, even the way it got to 3-2, like Antony took a shot, and then it's 2 free passes there already near our backline. It's unbelievable, bro. And then you look at the third goal. Obviously, I don't think that was a handball, but whatever, they gave it. And now at this point, honestly, the fans are just like, he's gone, mate. They're just like, he's gone. Like, nah, this is beyond it. Like,
he's gone, mate.
Bro,
it's so funny.
I'm telling you, they were like, he's gone. They were like, he's gone. This is like beyond it. Like, there's no comeback. And obviously the fans, you know how the fans are. They're getting onto like Rashford now. They're booing him a little bit. I didn't hear the boos too much, but apparently it was loud on TV. I didn't hear the boos like that. But you're getting onto the players. They're saying this person's shit, this person's this person that, whatever. And then when it went to 4-3, listen, safe. When it went to 4-3, I had tea sitting there. Bro, I literally did this. Let me tell you exactly what I did. Let me tell you exactly what I did. I was literally like this. The goal goes in. I look at Leah's like this. I look like this. I do. Then I just done this. I was literally just standing up like this. I was just like that. Bro, I almost lost my... Somebody would have got petal burnt, bro. My team would have finished them,
You would have got a lifetime ban. Oh my God, look what you're doing. Look what you're doing to my boy.
Bro.
He almost injured somebody.
I was literally I started standing up, yeah.
Oh.
Have you ever had, like, you know when you're so angry, you can smell your anger? Yeah. Have you ever had that? Bro, the blood, like I could feel blood rising like this. Like, it was in my nose, and then I swear to you, it just got to my eyes. I was so angry, I was almost crying, bro.
Why do you think I tweeted? I said, Man United are a social experiment. If you don't laugh, you cry.
Bro,
if you don't laugh, you cry, bro.
I'm telling you now. And when the VAR happened, yeah, whatever, and then I was thankful, but when I saw Onana, like, pissed me off again, bro. I'm like, you man are shameless, bro. But anyway, you know, it went to penalties, we won. But after the penalties, I'm telling you, we everyone laughed, like everyone done that, yeah. Obviously, when the final one went in, but then at the end, fans immediately it just went there. When I was walking under the Wembley Way and that to go back, bro, dead silence. Got on the train. Dead silence.
Speaking about Ten Hag, now when we first, became manager of Man United, we're very hopeful because of what he done at Ajax. His first season for me was a good season, finishing third, two finals, one trophy, right? Then it's just gone downhill, right? There's been talks about Thomas Tuchel. Fabrizio posted it on social media yesterday. I want to know your views, because I know mine, but I want to know your views on Thomas Tuchel. And obviously, Ineos, they've obviously got their way. They want to manage the football club. Something that we've been missing, I guess, was a football infrastructure that is controlling just the way we play football. Now, do you think Thomas Tuchel is the right man for the job, if it is true, and if it is something that's going to happen? And does that spell the end of Erik ten Hag's future at Man United?
Well, definitely, in terms of... I'll be surprised to see Ten Hag the manager of Man United next season. I'll be very, very surprised. New ownership, new ideas, new structure, as you mentioned. It'll be very... It just feels like you start new. We're not in the Champions League. You know what I mean? It's not like we're excelling and it's like, oh, we've got a tough decision here. We haven't got a tough decision, in my opinion. But Thomas Tuchel is such a weird one, bro. He's such a weird one because if you're looking at the managers that are available on the market, he's the best in terms of CV, in terms of what he's done in his career. He's the best, I think. And even as a coach, I think he's the best. But Tuchel, it's a weird one because I feel like I looked at his Chelsea record, he had 100 games or something like that. I think they scored 168 goals. I mean, you score more goals than that. You know what I mean? You want to be looking at like 2 a game at least. You know what I'm trying to say? He didn't lose many. I think he's only lost 17 games, which is incredible. Tuchel is one of their managers that if he sets up a plan against your team, he can definitely get results. You know what I mean? You look at what he's done at PSG. He got to the final of the Champions League. He did pretty well at Dortmund. He might win the Champions League with Bayern. We don't know. He won the league last year, but it's still a bit 50-50 with his spell there. Tuchel, I think if he sets up a defense, sets up a midfield, it's good. The attack, I still have my question marks over. And my only thing with Tuchel is that I feel like he does have a little bit of a love for like the workmen kind of players. You know what I mean? I think a little bit he likes, you saw him bringing in a Dyer. You saw he likes these kind of, how can I say, I don't want to say washed players, but he likes kind of a bit robust.
Functional.
That's the word. He likes them functional players, which sometimes you need. I do think he's a good manager. I have had my criticism of him. I think he's I actually think he's a top manager. I'll say he's a top manager. And I think he has got the charisma. I think he's got the personality to manage a club like us. And one of my problems that I said about having a De Zerbi, for example, which he ticks all the boxes in terms of football, he's got charisma and stuff, is he hasn't been at a big club. He hasn't had to, he has said himself, Brighton is there just to develop. He's there to develop players and entertain the fans. He hasn't been at a Man United where if we lose 3-0, mate, it's inquest, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's going to the front page of the papers. Brighton news, whatever. Thomas Tuchel has been at big clubs. Chelsea, PSG, Bayern, Dortmund, all clubs that you expect to see in semi-finals, quarter-finals, potentially finals of Champions League every year. That's a plus for me. Do you know what I mean? That's a massive plus. And he can still hang with these modern-day managers. One thing I like about him as well, he can play a 3 at the back. He can play a 4 at the back. He's somebody that, okay, in this game I might do this. In this game I might do that. So I'm coming around to it. I'll be honest. I'm coming around to Thomas Tuchel. I am coming around to Thomas Tuchel. I don't want to say the word, but it kind of feels safe as well. I don't think it can go too left under Thomas Tuchel. Do you get where I'm coming from? I think with Thomas Tuchel, the worst will be his top 4 and competing for cups. The best, he might be able to win you major honours. But I look at De Zerbi and stuff, I don't know what his ceiling is with us. I look at Nagelsmann, I don't know, he's not even going to come anyway. I look at Potter, who's linked, I don't know. Tuchel kind of ticks every box in a way.
I think I agree with you. Because I was speaking to Avelino, a friend of the channel, and was basically saying, he's like, I don't know about Tuchel because obviously, you know, when he took over Bayern Munich, they were basically going to win the league. They were, you know, they had battered PSG and they were doing really well, and then obviously they got knocked out of that, and they just about won it because Dortmund fumbled on the last day of the season. So that would, for me, be the only stain in his career. He won them Chelsea the Champions League. Like
that Chelsea team when he won Champions League team wasn't a great team.
It wasn't a great.
And he made it work.
Wine so I think the credentials that he has is he's definitely the best out of the bunch that you said that is available. And I think anything is better than what we have right now, because it is just, you can see that there's something wrong. I also feel like he is a disciplinarian, but also someone that allows the players to be expressive, so to speak. Because for Bayern Munich, like, although they are a functional team right now, and it's not the Bayern way that they've usually been playing, it's effective. It is effective, and you know, I think it's down to the players maybe, and the style of football that they've been playing that doesn't suit all of the players. You got Musiala, he needs to be free a bit. You know, you got Mane, Sane, sorry, you got Sane on the wings as well, Coman, Gnabry. So there's some great players there, but again, it's a functional team. And I think with United, we kind of need that because it just seems as if we don't have any.
Tuchel will bring a structure.
That's exactly 100%. What, basically in short.
Tuchel, let me tell you one of my concerns with Tuchel. I feel like he won't want to overhaul this squad. That's my fear, bro. I think Tuchel will come in and see McTominay's and see certain players. And look, credit to McTominay for, he might be the super sub of the year. You know what I mean? But I just think Tuchel, I don't know if he's going to come in and be like, I need to overhaul this squad. Let's get busy. Whereas you see, for example, a De Zerbi, for example, because I know his football is so different to what we currently do, he would need an overhaul for us to be able to go out and do what he needs to do. But you think we need an overhaul? I need to see many of these players go now. I don't want to see these players get given a clean slate.
What about Ineos though? I think Ineos has made it very, very clear. Ratcliffe, I listened to his interview as well about how it's going to take some time. Great speaker. But do you think though that with Ratcliffe, remember, they're taking away the responsibilities that the managers have been given, right? Do you think this will now be part of the conversation that, listen, we need to get rid of these players, not just because of football styling, but just genuinely because of wages, and everything else. We want to get some new players in. What's your profile? Blah blah blah. Do you think that will be the conversation that they're having rather than oh, I like this player, I still want to have this player?
I think they'll definitely be, for people like Casemiro, Varane and stuff. I think they're going to be gone. I think they have a decision to make with Marcus Rashford. I think he looks totally lost at this club now at the moment. I think there's a few. Sancho, what they're going to do with him? Is he coming back? This guy's balling, is going to the semi-final of Champions League. Do you get rid of a player like that, or do you give it one more go? So they've got a lot of decisions to make themselves internally before they even think about it.
Did Tuchel manage Sancho?
Yes, I believe. I believe he did. Okay. Yeah, I believe he did. Actually, I didn't actually think about that. But this is what another issue that people have with Tuchel, right? Is that he has a history of falling out with boards, right? But one thing that I want to kind of defend him on in that is, I don't know what happened at Dortmund, but at PSG, he didn't have the greatest relationship with Leonardo. Leonardo ended up getting sacked 6 months after Tuchel got sacked or left or got sacked or whatever happened. Chelsea, whole new ownership, a whole new plan. Can we really say you just didn't see eye to eye with the new owners? Do you know what I'm saying? And how are these new owners doing right now? Not great. Bayern Munich, Oliver Kahn, and I can't remember the other guy's name.
Is it Oliver Bierhoff?
No, not Bierhoff. It was Kahn and someone else. I can't remember his name. I think there was even that Sal Hamadovic. I don't know if that was when Tuchel was there though. But Kahn left when Tuchel's been here. So a lot of this stuff about he falls out, but they've been very unstable boards anyway. So people are saying, oh, he usually somebody that wants control. Listen, if he signs the dotted line at Man United, he's going to know it's not going to have the control because this is clearly what Ratcliffe has said. No more control for you guys. We're going to do it. You just coach. So if he signs the dotted line, he knows what he's signing for. Whereas Ten Hag, for example, signed the dotted line thinking he's going to be in control. And now they're telling him, oh, brother, you're not in control. So that's how already I don't see how they're going to be able to see eye to eye there. Of course. But with Tuchel, I think people need to put a little bit of context to the board fallouts he had. And I think he would be on board here. I think Tuchel really wants to manage a club like Man United. I think he really wants to manage Man United. And you know, there's only been two handfuls of managers and clubs that have outpossessed a Pep Guardiola team. and Tuchel's Chelsea did it twice. I think it was outpossessed City, outpossessed the Pep Guardiola teams. Bro, that's like
unheard of.
flying. You know what I'm trying to say? So Tuchel's got the credentials, man. I can't lie. I'll get behind it.
Yeah,
I'll get behind it.
One thing before we end this was I saw a clip when you was on the podcast FCM.
Yeah,
big up the man them about the Premier League being washed. Yeah. Now I have to speak about that because
what do you think?
No, I don't think it's washed.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. I think it's definitely we don't have the best teams in the world like we used to. Yeah, that's for sure. But I wouldn't say it's washed. I think Pep Guardiola, I think Mikel Arteta, I think Jurgen Klopp, obviously he's leaving now, are three of the great managers that we have in the world of football, right? Alongside, I would say, Xavi Alonso, who's emerging right now, Xavi himself, Nagelsmann, obviously he's a Ancelotti. Like, there's great managers, but I think the difference between the Premier League and the other European leagues is that when it comes to European football, they're on a different ball game. Yeah. Like, different ball game. We've seen Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, they've won the Champions Leagues the most. Whereas with us, Liverpool are the only team that can actually compete with all those other teams. Man City are the one team that really fly the flag for England, right? So I can understand why you say it's washed, but
that's not. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so that's the only way I can understand. But other than that, I don't see how the Premier League's washed.
I wasn't even saying the Premier League's washed because of the Champions League, right? The reason why I was saying it is I was like, how can a team this bad? The way Man United are playing, the way Chelsea are playing, they are so bad. First of all, that for me, when top teams like that are not good anymore, I think that harms the league. I think you need Man United to be a good team. You need Chelsea to be. These are the worst two teams, Chelsea and United sides I've ever seen. First and foremost, so that's going to harm the league a little bit, right? So what I'm just saying is, I look at these teams. I'm like, how are these guys even competing in European places? I'm like, if the league was strong, these guys wouldn't even be thinking about Europe. The fact that Man United might get into the Europa League playing this bad with minus goal difference, we might get into Europa League. And Chelsea, who have been comical, were like 3 points off Europe. I'm just like, for me, that's not a great look. Aston Villa are a good team, but they're about to get Champions League. Newcastle last year, we were saying, oh, they're this emerging team. They've already dropped off. Spurs, how good are they? Are they great? I don't think Spurs are great at all. They might get Champions League. Liverpool, people are saying that, every single time they concede goal, blah, 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 they might win the league. All I'm saying is that I just think the league in general, and I'm looking at the bottom half of the table, them teams stink, bro.
No, let's think of ash juice.
This is one of the worst bottoms of the table. Yeah. Burnley, Sheffield United, Luton, Forest, these teams are
in that regard, I think Spanish.
That's all I was trying to say.
The Spanish league has better footballing teams than our bottom league.
I'm not even saying the other leagues are great. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, yo, this league, maybe it's not as good as we think it is. That's what I'm saying. But obviously the teams, all the fans that support Arsenal because they're about to win the league are saying I'm chatting shit or City, whatever. But I'm telling you, in the grand scheme, people will understand what I'm talking about. I gotta let that one age, bro.
No, that's what I wanted to give you your platform.
I gotta let that one age.
Because the clip, they done you.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, this is what I'm here for, man. Because I always get my get backs. Always get my get backs.
GBG. Well, with that being said, that is the end of the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, we are going to be audio based very, very shortly. Announcement will be made. Obviously, I've been Harry Pinero. That's been the one and only Coach Cams. It's the Inside Scoop. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell so you're notified when we next upload. We'll see you on the next one.